Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello, Prep 2. How are you today? Today we are going to have science revision. But first, let's talk about our exam. Our exam will be only 6 questions. They will be choose, and it will be, inshallah, will be very easy. Okay? Let's start with our revision. Question number 1. Choose an element Y. Its atomic number is 13. So its electronic configuration of its ion is type. Let's talk about this element. It is Y, and it has an atomic number of 13. Let's have its electronic configuration. First, we must draw the nucleus. Okay, its electrons are configured into 3 energy levels, which are K with 2 electrons, L with 8, and has only 1 and has 3 electrons in the outermost energy level. As we see, it is a metal, as it has only 3 electrons in the outermost energy level. So it tends to lose the outermost energy level electrons to form a positive ion. So its ion electronic configuration after losing the outermost energy level electrons will be 2,8. So the electronic configuration of its ion will be 2,8. The answer is number 1. The ultraviolet rays that penetrate ozone layer. As we know that there are 3 types of ozone of rays or ultraviolet rays, which are near, medium, and far. Okay, the far ultraviolet rays are very harmful, so they can't penetrate the Earth's surface or the atmosphere or the ozone layer. They are absorbed by ozone layer. While the medium and near, a part of the medium light rays can penetrate ozone layer, while near ultraviolet rays, all of them or 100% of them can penetrate the ozone layer. So the light rays or ultraviolet rays which can penetrate ozone layer are the near and medium. So let's return back. The ultraviolet rays that can penetrate ozone layer as near and medium, number 2. The element which occupies the middle block of D in the modern periodic table is elements. Okay, let's talk about elements. In the modern periodic table, there are 4 blocks, which are S block, P block, D block, and F block. S block, it contains elements of alkali metals and Earth's alkali metal, which are group 1A and group 2A. P block contains 6 groups, and while the elements of T block are called transitional elements, and they begin to appear from period number 4, and they are located in the middle of the modern periodic table, while F blocks, they are located below the periodic table. So let's return back to our question. The number of elements in Mendeleev's periodic table is 67. The number of elements which were discovered at that time were only 67, while the number of elements which are discovered up till now are 118 elements. Next, most alkali metals have space density. Most of alkali metals can flow or float on water surface, so they have low density except cesium, which sinks in water. Okay, the snow crystal have space shape. As we know that by decreasing the temperature of water molecules begin to be collected in hexagonal shape with many intermolecular spaces between them. Okay, so the density decreases and the volume increases. So let's return back. The elements which occupy the snow crystal have space shape, have hexagonal shape. Hoffman's voltammeter is used for water ionization. It is false. It is used for water electrolysis, okay, into hydrogen and oxygen. Okay. Yes, there are space bonds among the water molecules. In between water molecules, there are hydrogen bonds or covalent bonds. As we know that water consists of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. It's a symbol as H2O. Okay, it consists of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. And its molecule is, okay, this bond is a single covalent bond, okay, in water molecule. While in between water molecules, due to the high electronegativity of oxygen element, it can attract this other molecule of water towards it. So there is a bond between hydrogen and oxygen, which is said to be hydrogen bond. So the bond in between water molecules are hydrogen bonds, while in water molecule is covalent bond. So there are space bonds among water molecules, hydrogen bonds. Complete body fossil of insects are found preserved in space. Okay, insects fossils are preserved in a substance, resinous substance called amber, which is secreted by pine plant, which causes the preservation of insects of them, and the total body or the whole body is preserved in it, forming complete body fossil, which is said to be amber fossil. So, okay, complete body fossils of insects are found preserved in ammonite, amber, okay, igneous rocks, snow. They are preserved in amber fossil and they are called amber fossil. Water exists in space in normal temperature. Okay, as we know that water has 3 physical states, which are solid, liquid, and gas. In case of liquid state, it is water, while in case of solid state, water is said to be ice, while in case of gaseous state, it's said to be water vapor. But at normal temperature, water is present in liquid form. Yes. Chlorofluorocarbon compounds are used as solvent material, cooling material, propellant material. All the previous, the answer is all the previous. This type of compounds is used in many applications like cooling and other fields. Okay, the atomic size measuring unit. As we know that the atomic size of atoms or elements is very, very tiny, and it is measured in picometer, which equals 10 power minus 12 of meter. Okay, so the answer is picometer, the first one. Meteors are formed in space layer. As we know that meteors are some celestial bodies which have some frictions with atmospheric layers, and they are burned in mesosphere layer, and it is characterized by this phenomenon. Fossils are formed in space rocks. They are formed in sedimentary rocks. The first one. Transition elements starts to appear from a space period. As we know that transitional elements or transition elements, they are found in deep block, and they begin to appear from period number 4. So the answer will be period 4. The gas produced from the reaction between metals and diluted acids. For example, if we have magnesium, it is a metal that reacts with diluted hydrochloric acid. Okay. As magnesium is more active than hydrogen, it will replace it in its compound. So magnesium will replace hydrogen in its molecule or compound, forming magnesium chloride, and hydrogen gas evolves. So the gas which is produced on the reaction or the reaction between metals and diluted acid is hydrogen. Next one, the second. Ozone layer is present, and as we know that ozone layer is formed in the second layer, which is stratosphere. The first one is troposphere, the second one is stratosphere, and third one is mesosphere, and the last one and the fourth one is thermosphere. So it is formed in stratosphere, the second one. Yes. All the following are semi-metals, except as we know that semi-metals or metallites, they are some elements which have the properties of metals and non-metals, and they are like tellurium, silicon, germanium, boron, and the only one which is non-metal, which is not a non-metal, is bromine. There are space bonds among water molecules. We have answered that before. It is hydrogen bonds. Space is an example of recently extant mammal. As we know that extinction is the death of all members of a specific species, and they are classified, the extant species or extant animals are divided into recently extant animals, which have been recently in recent times or recent eras, and they are like quagga and dodo bird, and there are ancient extant mammals or animals, and they are like mammoth, okay, and dinosaurs. So let's return back to our question. Okay, space is an example of recently extinct animal or mammal. Mammoth, quagga. The answer is quagga. Ice crystals we have answered that before. It has hexagonal shape, the second one. Okay, we have finished our question. If you have any question, please raise your hand. I'm waiting your questions. Okay, thank you for today, and I hope you good luck and good performance in your exam. Thank you for today.